like, share, subscribe. Tell your mamas, your daddies, your aunties, your uncles, your brothers, your sisters, your cousins, everybody that you know, everybody that you see, to come hang out with God and KD Live Daily. I pretty much just got done with a live earlier, but we are back today for the second part of Snapchat and their festival. We are Snapchat partners, didn't get to make it to the festival, so we are tuning in live and we are sharing the vibes with y'all. So I am going to be behind the scenes doing my thing, kind of like y'all. But again, we are tuning in live. I'm like, so let me make sure that my sound is up so that I can hear. As y'all can see, it says that we have 7 minutes until it starts. It does start 10 a.m. Pacific time, so it's 1 Eastern Standard Time. So be sure that y'all subscribe to my channel, all that good stuff, because yeah, we are about to see what new lenses Snapchat or what they're gonna do for lenses, because yeah, I make lenses. I want to know because what they told us yesterday was fire. So I'm excited for today. I'm like, I got my Bitmoji. I'm really ready to rock and roll. I'm like, we got some music, and I don't need no issues. So we gonna leave that where it's at. I'm like, I kind of want to show off, my stuff too. That's why I'm like, y'all will be all right. Look, y'all will be just fine. Let's see. I'm like, I feel like that'll work for me. But let's take it down just a notch so that way we can also do join, subscribe. Yeah, I like that. I really like that. That way we getting set up for the experience. Last time, I guess I'm like, it says 5 minutes, because last time, even though it starts at 1 o'clock, they gave us until like 1:05. That way, if you are there in real life, you can actually, get you your drink, whatever the case may be. Cause shoot, my food is in the air fryer right now. So yeah, I'm like, I'm gonna have to go grab that in just a moment. Oh, also, I'm like, did I bring my cola? Because y'all know my ear has been messing with me. I've been trying to pop it. I done froze me a cola so that way it's extra carbonated. So if y'all hear any belching, anything like that going on in the background, then just know that, that's pretty much what's going on. So yeah, tune in to the live chat. Leave some love. Be nice. Act like y'all got some sense. We tuning in live on Snapchat and Twitch. I just opened up my cola and that was real good. I'm like, my food pretty much might be on the way. Okay, and they said we're going to start in 4 minutes, because yesterday, like I said, it gave us extra 5 minutes. So I might need to go grab my food right now. Look at me in my Bitmoji. So I'm going to add me on Snapchat, y'all. But yeah, like I said, they got the music going on right now. We need no copyright issues. That's why we got our own music, because yeah, we that far away from copyright issues. No, thank you. Okay, so y'all, I'm like, y'all take a moment. Oh, okay, so yeah, we do get the extra few minutes until it starts, because it's almost 1 o'clock. So yeah, because I'm about to run to the kitchen and grab my food. So I am going to be off mic, but I'm still going to be off screen. So give me just a moment and I'll be right back. All right, y'all. I'm back just in time. I'm like just in time for the show to begin. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in live on, I was about to say Snapchat, but YouTube, Twitch, all that good stuff. I guess I do need to promote it on my Snapchat and stuff like that. But yeah, we got less than a minute until we are underway for the Lens Fest 2024. They are in California, and y'all, when I tell y'all I baked this chicken, not even baked, air fried this chicken to the max. I air fried this chicken to the max. But shout out to everybody that's tuning in live. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, join the channel membership, tell your friends, everybody that you know. And we about to get started with the show in just a moment. As y'all can see, Snapchat is giving us just, we getting started, y'all. Let's go. Grab your treats, your snacks, all that stuff, y'all. Time to get started. We at the Snapchat party. Let's go, let's go. This show is starting. Grab your treats. Yeah. Okay, now. I'm like, they really giving us a little, I'm about to say a little room broom. Right. Love it.
Please welcome today's hosts, Joseph Darko, Tarek Judy, and Yusef Omar.
Hey, y'all. Oh, yeah, they lit. They hype.
Oh my God, I'm excited.
Me too.
And they got on the lenses.
Mate, this is not just
The glasses. I want them so bad.
Lens Fest ever!
Wait, already?
Are these the YouTubers?
We have some new spectacles.
You are right.
We have new spectacles. I can't wait for you all to try this thing. It's wild.
Hi, Sherwin. Happy Wednesday. Thanks for tuning in live and leaving some love.
I'm beatboxing.
Come on,
Yellow, blue.
Oh, because he got his glasses on, beatboxing.
Well, we're so happy to have you all here.
We've come together from all over the place. I'm from Australia. Anyone here from Oz? Woo! Brazil? Who's from Brazilian in the house? Woo! South Africa? France? Woo! UK?
They got a few.
Netherlands, Lekker,
Everybody from LA.
Japan,
That's why I'm
Turkey.
tuning in from
I've
Florida.
seen a bunch of people from India. Who's out here from India?
Hopefully we'll be there next year.
Such a special day, such a special week. Years in the making. We had an amazing day at the Snap Partner Summit yesterday. That live
Yes, we
demo,
did.
What a feat.
Watch the
And
live
we are
replay.
so excited to dig even deeper with all of you today. Thank you for sharing this moment with us.
Sorry, Joe. I'm playing golf next to you.
Wait, golf?
I'm actually pretty good. I just got one in. Yeah.
Okay, well,
Nah, I just got
great
one in.
job. Look, thank you indeed. We're so glad you're here with us once again. We have a jam-packed schedule. Well, fellas, do you want to tell the audience what we have in store for them?
Yes, we have a ton of things to share with you today. We will take a peek through how spectacles work, their very unique design, and how to actually start
love them. I
designing
want
and build them
some.
with them using Lens Studio.
Them new ones
Okay,
fire.
we're ready to get started. But before we do, the tradition, we started this last year.
Gotta do it.
Opening selfie with MCs.
Gotta
You guys
do
ready?
it, yeah.
Are you all ready? You're all gonna be in
Lens
this.
Fest.
Well, we're gonna open Snapchat, of course, right? Stop
It's
looking at
me,
my
Salty.
password.
I'm not there.
And then, ready?
In
On
person.
3, we're all gonna scream and yell Lens Fest. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Lens Fest.
Have a great one. See you soon. Let's go this way.
I am so jealous of Sofia Dominguez for this next session. It's a massive year for Snapchat, right? Probably the biggest year ever. It's a massive year for wearables. We've never seen anything like this. And it is a historical time for augmented reality. To unpack it all, joining us on stage, we've got the founders of Snapchat, Evan Spiegel, Bobby Murphy!
Oh, wow. They got the founders. Oh, we met them yesterday. Evan and Bobby. I didn't even realize they was the founders. They just introduced them yesterday like they were just Snapchat panelists.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us and for the virtual viewers.
Oh, yeah, that's
Just a little
Miss
bit of
Pretty Dress from
context.
yesterday.
So there will be about 10 to 15 minutes of questions that I will ask Evan and Bobby. And then we're going to kick it over to you all. So start thinking about the questions that you will ask Evan and Bobby.
That's
all right,
fire.
so let's get this show on the road. So this is a question for both of you. Snap was founded 13 years ago. And from the beginning, you've invested in exploring how AR can enhance our relationships with each other and the real world.
I'm having J Lemon
What
Pepper
first
for lunch.
excited you about this technology?
J Lemon Pepper
and
for
why do you
America.
continue to believe in it?
Well, first, I'll say, like, really happy to be here, and thank you to all of you. I mean, this journey is so fun, and it's incredibly inspiring to be able to work with like such amazing developers and creators, and I know it definitely motivates our team every day to see what you all create and what we build together. So it's been great getting here, and we have a long way to go. Let's see, what inspired us? Well, I guess I think early on, we realized that AR was such a fantastic fit for Snapchat. The fact that, this original design choice of Snapchat opening to the camera and this concept of seeing the world through the Snapchat camera.
And it's funny they
being able
made
to
it
bring
open the
computing
camera
and creative
because most people
experiences into that,
do not like that.
just made a lot of sense.
First thing we see is our big face.
I remember this was probably about, like a little over a decade ago as we started getting excited about this stuff. And we've been seeing some really, really interesting technology in the space of vision and graphics in particular. And I remember touring a research lab and just, seeing a lot of this like fantastic creative technology kind of sitting on the shelf and us thinking like, oh my God, if we could just, like, this would fit so well and add just so much value to the frequency of camera use that we see in Snapchat. So I think very, very early on, we got very, very excited about that. And then, of course, realized pretty early that bringing it into a new hardware device was just a whole nother level. And then I'll say too that on the creative side, what's been like endlessly inspiring to me about AR is, unlike any other kind of creative format, the experience that you get as a user, as someone engaging with AR, is totally unique each and every time, because you're seeing the world through your own perspective, and then you're getting a creator or developer's imagination layered on top of that. And so the composition of those two things produces something unique each and every time. And so it having worked with our lens designers and creators and our technical teams, I mean, that kind of uncertainty is really, really exciting to kind of develop into. And I think it produces something that feels very personal for end users. So,
yeah, well, as Bobby said, thank you all so much for being with us. Your creativity is so inspiring and motivating to our team, and we can't wait to hear from all of you and your questions. So I think one of the things that really excited us in the early days was the way that AR lowered the barrier to self-expression. One of the big questions we got in the early days of Snapchat were from people who hadn't used the product before, and they were like, "What? I'm just supposed to take a selfie? Like, why?"
Now, what you mean, why?
But as soon as we
That's
started
the best
working
part
on
about
AR
it.
lenses, it gave so many people who were maybe uncomfortable taking a selfie and sending it to a friend a reason to create, a reason to express themselves. And that explosion of creativity that was really fueled by augmented reality was incredibly exciting and inspiring to us. And Bobby was so focused on bringing those tools to the creator and developer community. We had been building a bunch of the early lenses ourselves at Snap, and Bobby
wow.
really saw this opportunity to empower the creativity of so many people, yourselves included, all around the world. And I think ever since then, we've just really been chasing your incredible innovation and creativity to build the best possible tools that we can to make you all as successful as possible. And obviously the platform has grown so much since then. So thank you all so much for inspiring us and challenging us to build better tools for all of you.
Okay.
Great. Well, both of you touched a little bit on this, but so Lens Studio, who you all are very familiar with, is an AR development tool to build lenses for both mobile and spectacles. Why do you believe in having only one tool to power different platforms is the right approach?
Yeah, well, first, I mean, we're extremely happy with the way that Lens Studio has been built and has progressed over these many years, and extremely confident and optimistic
And I just
about
started
its
using
future,
it
and very, very committed
last
to it.
year.
So I know, in the last few months, there's been some uncertainty around other AR authoring tools, but we're extremely committed to Lens Studio, and
It's slightly
hopefully,
intimidating.
what we shared yesterday with this new version of Spectacles made that very clear, that this is, for us, this is the way that we see.
But that's why I
development happening,
introduced
with AR
Simple Studio.
now and into the future. I'll start by maybe discussing like why lenses as an application framework for both mobile and spectacles. And the way that I think there are many different potential definitions for lenses, but the way that I think about them are they allow us to see and engage with like really engaging, compelling, beautiful,
Just say a filter.
AR first, AR native experiences that are super optimized and very, very performant.
Okay, he said AR first.
So if you think back to even just running lenses on Snapchat, our team has spent years investing in getting ML models and rendering technology to run extremely efficiently on a very, very wide range of mobile devices, and in oftentimes very constrained computing environments. And even the design of the carousel itself, the fact that users are swiping through lenses that are loading like instantaneously, we've had to put a ton of effort into getting the performance to run that way versus say tapping into
Really?
lenses and exiting and tapping.
Because
into
I
other
love the
lenses.
carousel
So
of
I think
lenses.
a lot of that kind of performance knowledge
Shout out
and
to them for
expertise
that.
and optimization actually fit extremely well with bringing AR experiences onto spectacles, where we have even greater kind of compute and battery constraints, and we need to optimize even more towards the specific characteristics of that device. So lenses as an application format for us across mobile and spectacles have made a ton of sense. And maybe to give some examples of like the benefit that we've seen from building a single platform for both, a lot of what we're seeing with spectacles has been kind of incubated in Snapchat and in mobile AR. So things like even the connected lenses, like that is an infrastructure service that we built first for lenses
Connected
on Snapchat and
lenses.
is now powering the shared
I really
AR
don't use
experiences on
connected
spectacles.
lenses.
Things like SnapML were built first for mobile and now are powering, that framework is powering a ton of really interesting use cases in spectacles. A lot of Snapchat services, things like connecting with friends or Bitmoji are kind of built in for Snapchat first and then brought over to spectacles. And what's actually been really exciting is that we've seen the other kind of contribution in the other direction happen too, where the whole Lens Studio 5.0 rewrite was really motivated by us wanting to build a better foundation for larger team, extensible development for spectacles. But that work has given us the ability to much more flexibly create tools and add capabilities for lens creators, both for spectacles and for Snapchat and camera kits. So we continue to see a huge advantage to being in this position where we can build a tool and have control over our ability to kind of optimize at the lowest possible levels, technology and the most advanced vision graphics to both mobile and spectacles, and so having this single tool has really helped us.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay.
Thanks for sharing your vision with everyone. I'm sure that's been a question that's very top of mind for many of the folks here. So now this is a question for both of you. What lenses are you seeing that really excite you? And as a quick follow-up question, what sort of lenses would you like the community to build more of?
Thank you.
I'm really excited by a lot of the
I need to know
AI
that.
lenses that I've seen and the way that people are experimenting with SnapML. I think that is really inspiring. And I think as Bobby shared a couple of the new tools coming to Lens Studio, as I look towards the future, I think things like Easy Lens are going to make it really fun to not only prototype lenses and get your idea out there.
I even got to figure out what that is.
Faster, but also
Easy
will
Lens.
lower the barrier to more and more people using Lens Studio to develop really compelling and immersive lenses. I also think, just for me personally, given some of the lenses I've had a chance to play with on spectacles, the idea of sharing computing together in the real world is just so fun, and there's nothing else like it. So, the other day we were playing
Chess.
Capture the Flag with Wabi Sabi Games lens, and I was like out of breath running around trying to capture the flag. But to
That
be able
is
to
funny.
share that experience together is just so much fun, and so I'm really excited to see all of these.
But just
shared
imagine running
experiences
into
that people can
somebody.
build
I mean, you still
with
have glasses
spectacles
to see,
and
but
on
still.
Snapchat as well.
I'm a huge fan of games, so any lens games I love.
So they want more
enjoying
games on
movies like
Snapchat?
MasterChef and Fruit
I gotta
Basket.
become
We
a
called out some
game
of them
developer?
in the keynote yesterday. So those have been super.
I mean,
super
I've always
fun.
wanted to be,
It's
so.
been great to see what
Sheesh.
creators have done with Bitmoji. I think that's a real exciting kind of capability, and as mentioned yesterday, we're continuing to invest in that. So that's been fun to see.
Okay.
On spectacles and maybe just generally, I love the experiences that allow people to get creative in AR. So the Imagine experience that Evan shared on stage. I think
That was good.
some of the tools to kind of create flowers in the world or kind of drawn in 3D space and share that. I mean, that's something that
I did like that.
My kids at home have had a ton of fun with. So I love experiences that, especially in spectacles, that really kind of allow people to get creative with their space and make something in a lens. So those have been some of my favorites.
All right, a spectacles focused question. So Snap has been working on spectacles for 10 years. And yesterday, you
And we had one of the
announced
first
the
pair.
launch of the
It
new
was crazy.
spectacles. Can we get a round of applause, everyone?
Yes. But it's a subscription for them new ones that's blowing me.
And not only that, everyone here gets spectacles, so also a round of applause.
What?
Yeah.
Do they pay the $99 a month, or you gotta pay for that?
So congratulations. Tell me, why spectacles?
That's
Why
fire.
Snap OS? Can you
Right.
just share more about your vision for both of them?
Yeah, in the early days when we started working on spectacles, I think the first version shipped in 2016 with a camera. It was really just about getting the camera out of your pocket and allowing people to share their perspective hands-free. And we
Okay.
saw that was really compelling, but barely scratched the surface of what the Snapchat camera was capable of.
Wow.
And we found that the AR lenses, the experiences within Snapchat were really constrained by this very small screen that was in 2 dimensions. And that made it very hard to share those experiences together with friends. And so that inspired us to push much faster into getting an AR display up and running on spectacles, which happened in I think that was in 2021. And now really the release of the Snap OS, which allows people to build unbelievably complex, immersive, of course, shared lenses and to deploy them very quickly to spectacles. And as we look at sort of the long-term trajectory here, it just feels like we're getting very close. We believe that by the end of the decade, there
Wow,
will be
they're not
millions of
even done
people
yet?
using augmented reality glasses. Hopefully, the vast majority of those will be spectacles.
Because
but it
I'm
just
making
feels like we're
spectacle
really getting
anyway.
close. And I think
I need my
as
spectacles.
you all had an opportunity to try spectacles and to try Snap OS, we're just so excited to build this future together with all of you. So I'm sure we'll get more into this with the Q&A session. But it's just so exciting. I remember, Bobby and I were really. Now we're dating ourselves, but we were really there for the smartphone revolution and the creation of the App Store and all of the, really exciting apps that have now, I think, really helped to change the world. Snapchat being one of them, but I think that this transformation will be even more compelling because it's
Revolutionize the
something that actually can
internet.
be shared together in a real world and in a way that screens just can't accommodate. So. We're now so close to fulfilling this vision, and largely thanks to you and all of your support and help. So thank you.
Okay. I think that one, Bobby. He might be
last
eating.
question before we open it up. So this is a question to both of you. How do you foresee the ways creators and developers can make money and find success building on Snap AR's evolving
Yes.
platform?
The questions we want answers to.
Yeah, so I'll start by saying, I think we all know this is a very nascent field, and so I think our first objective, creatively, technically, but also from a monetization standpoint,
words
is
don't even
to
know,
be
nascent.
flexible and experiment and be adaptive to what we're seeing from creators and from Snapchatters and future Spectacles users. Some things that are working, like we see a lot of opportunity for brands and partners to continue their investment into AR.
Okay.
So that's happening through sponsored AR. With Camera Kit, we're seeing growing interest and looking forward to growing that. So I think those will create interesting opportunities for people to create like really fun and high value work. And then our creator fund is, creator rewards fund is a program is doing really well. I think we're very happy with kind of how that's evolving, and we'll continue to iterate on that. But, mentioned yesterday that we're growing that. So quite optimistic about it. And then I know we have, with spectacles and other kind of specific development paths or opportunities, we're always looking for ways that we can ourselves like fund and invest in like really interesting creative work.
Nice.
There's a lot of things that we're working through, and I think even more things that we'll kind of play with and experiment with, and
I love that.
Share and talk more about in the coming months and over the next year.
Because they were the first developers.
Describe a product that hundreds of millions of people engage with every day as nascent. So I think that gives you a sense for the scale of
that man said nascent
here at Snap, and certainly the potential we see for augmented reality. I think so far on Snapchat, folks have had quite a lot of success helping brands and businesses build augmented reality experiences to engage their customers. That's certainly where we've seen a lot of momentum over the years.
That's very true. I have seen a lot more brands.
Significant level of interest just because
with
the
interactive things, whether it's makeup, putting it on you,
interact with consumers in this way on
clothes,
Snapchat. I think as we look at
sports,
the future of
putting on
spectacles,
jerseys.
I think, Bobby and the team are really trying to be responsive to the different business models that the developers and creators want to pursue, whether that's subscriptions or in-lens purchase or advertising. And so working together with all of you over the coming years to really build those tools in a way, as we said yesterday, that we can be the most developer-friendly platform in the world is, I think, the way that we can really make this ecosystem successful over time. So we'll really be counting on your feedback and the business models that you want to experiment with and try as we work towards the widespread adoption and rollout of spectacles.
Great. Okay. All right, question time. So who would like to go first? I think we'll have a
And it's 1, 2, 3, y'all, Eastern time. Say a prayer, make a wish.
If anyone who has a question, just feel free to walk up to the mic and take it from there. Wow, a lot of questions. Love it.
Right. Thank y'all.
Hello. Thank you so much for investing in the creator community. You guys have the strongest, and we're all buddies, so that's not an accident.
Yeah, that's what's up. They know each other.
My question is just on the future plans for spectacles. We have, of course, Lenovo, Magic Leap, semi-successfully targeting enterprise with medical, even military contracts. How do you plan to differentiate spectacles? Is it a consumer-first product? And then how do we plan to...
Somebody asked about that subscription.
Yeah, our vision is definitely that it's a consumer-first product, and that's why we've really focused on the things that we think can differentiate spectacles. So, of course, see-through, to keep folks grounded in the real world, shared together with friends, because those are the experiences that we found to be extremely compelling. And then, these natural interactions in Snap OS make spectacles super easy to use. So my favorite thing when people try the new spectacles is, it takes them seconds to get up and running, and then all of a sudden they're having a blast and using all these different lenses. So I think that ease of use is really important to widespread adoption. I do think, the history of technology would show that if you can build a really successful consumer product, that very quickly the enterprise use cases become evident and people want to push harder into the enterprise use cases and categories. But I think holding us to a consumer standard, to build a product that hundreds of millions, billions of people around the world can use, will eventually create more enterprise opportunities. And that's why I think it is going to be really exciting to work together with all of you around the consumer business models, whether that's advertising or subscription or in-lens purchase, all of which I think will be ways that folks can build businesses with spectacles.
Thank you.
Y'all tap into the poll if you see it.
First of all, congratulations. I've been in this for like 8 years, so it's really cool to see how far it has come. And you guys don't have the extra computing. Good job.
No, they've been doing it for 16, and he's been there half the time.
It's going to be a little bit more difficult, but I think it's something that's important to ask. So you guys talked a lot about, developers, how you want to be like a super friendly platform, how you need, you need us. It makes sense. What do you do when you can do anything? At the same time, while it's really impressive, you guys are showing off all the AI-generated lenses that create project files.
Oh, what
is
he
really
finna
cool,
say?
But will financially undermine some of the work that's done in this room. A lot of people here, a lot of their income comes from like advertising lenses and stuff, and now it's a lot of that's going to go away. So how do you balance?
He just said that.
Inspiring developer loyalty while openly working on these tools that will make the lives of some people here difficult?
So, great question, and I spoke to a few people after the keynote yesterday who asked similar things. So first of all, I think it's like we do not think that Easy Lens will take any work away from creators. And in fact, like even if we take the example of sponsored advertisers who are looking to advertise in AR, right now it's a huge barrier that the minimum amount of investment that an advertiser has to make to do anything in advertising in sponsored AR. I don't know who Michael is. Several weeks Michael? Of work, and so that we think we can significantly grow the total size by generally making
talking right there
AR creation more accessible. What we also see is that in places where our creators, our internal team actually spends huge amount of time investing in like very high quality, deep experiences. I guess the way I phrase it, I think there's like a lot of opportunity for Lens experiences to be even deeper, more robust, like more detailed, like much more complex and interactive. And one of the things that gets in the way, one of the obvious things that gets in the way of that is just the time that it takes to kind of, from start to finish to build some of these things. So the thinking with Easy Lens and these other tools is that we can allow creators to build way bigger and more interesting experiences in the same amount of time that you would otherwise work on what you currently do. And you can kind of lower the barrier to allowing a much wider audience of people who will then continue to kind of fuel and grow the AR industry as a whole. So I think that's really I think there's a lot of opportunity to kind of do both things with these
Thank you.
You are funny.
Hello, thank you so much for
I just took a hit. That was
super
funny.
Exciting. I have a question for all three of you. I wanted to ask, what is one book or one movie that inspires your vision of what AR can look like in the future?
That was a good question, so we can learn like them, but so different.
If you feel comfortable.
I can go first.
Please.
Okay, so when I was 13, I read a book called Feed, actually, by M.T. Anderson. To talk about a future world where we all had a chip on our bodies and everything was AR and VR, but they didn't call it that because it was so normal. And I'm really aging myself. I had a T-Mobile Sidekick at the time.
Okay, girl. I was in middle school at that time.
And I remember looking at it and being like, this makes no sense. I'm confined to this little rectangle. I don't get it. So I always knew that I wanted to work in AR after reading that book. So I happened to be very early.
Feed.
And yeah, that was the first book that ever inspired me.
This is going to be so embarrassing because I'm forgetting the title of the book, but I'm going to describe it, and then someone's going to know, and then you can shout out the
That's
title.
how it happens.
We'll figure it out. But there's a fabulous book where a young girl finds a basically computer-programmed book that teaches her lots of things. Do you already know it? Thank you. Yeah, done. All right, Diamond Age. That was really inspiring to me because some of the things I'm most excited about in augmented reality are really oriented around learning. And I think what I'm seeing evolve with generative AI right now is making that vision possible on a timeline that is just way faster than I ever expected. So that to me is really, really exciting. And I think that's something that we pretty uniquely have an opportunity to go after just because we have such a deep relationship with our community and our customers, and combining our understanding of who they are and what they're looking for with the power of generative AI and spectacles as the delivery mechanism for these experiences, that to me is super exciting.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you.
I've been so Creativity Inc. is one of my favorite books. This talks about the early Pixar story, and I just
Look, Bobby got all the books.
Kind of specific to AR, but I think the combination of pushing graphics and just ML technology forward while trying to be inventive and creative is really fascinating, because I think there's a lot of very creative people in the world who kind of use the tools that are available to make things, and then there are a lot of technologists in the world who are trying to kind of expand that, and I think there are very few companies that sit at the true intersection of those two things and are trying to do both at the same time.
Amazing. So thank you. So it was called Feed, The Diamond Age, and Creativity Inc.
Yeah, he wrote that down.
Thank you.
Good morning, and a huge congrats on Spectacles. I've been working in AR for 19 years, so I've been following Snap very closely, and so always really grateful for the innovation and pushing the space forward.
Wow.
So my question is about external peripherals and thinking about the body, and if there are any plans now or in the future to perhaps connect to Apple Watch for heart rate, perhaps a BCI, NextMind, or anything else that may personalize the experience, personalize the story, and drive that forward with biometrics.
Look, she want to be on the team. She coming up with the
first of
innovative
all,
stuff.
Thank you for your long-term commitment
Right.
to AR. It's so fun when I talk with our team because I'm like, oh man, we've been working on this a long time, and then they're like, well, I've been working on this 25 years when the headsets were mounted to the ceiling, and I'm like, right, sorry. So it really does take that sort of long-term commitment to create this kind of technology, and we really appreciate that. In terms of peripherals, that's on the roadmap. That's coming. I think one of the reasons why we wanted to get the 5th generation of Spectacles out is just so we could start delivering the OS updates really consistently and in response to all the feedback from our community. So that's coming. Can't wait to see what folks will build with that, but I think there's great opportunity there. And of course, we do have some long-term investments in BCI that I cannot talk about publicly, but I think will be fun over the long term as well.
All right, thank you so much. Congrats.
Hey, my name is Bilaval. Also a decade in the industry, not quite roof-mounted, but let's say DK2 onward.
Dang.
So, y'all are one of the few companies that are kind of creating products and experiences anchored in the real world, connecting with like people and places around you. And of course, you're experimenting with LLMs, with some of the stuff you showcased. You have your own AI chatbots. The question I have is around sort of how you think about embodied AI characters. You've obviously built these tremendous devices that have context into, the real world around you. How do you think about, can we build AI characters that are additive to the real world, or are we building the frickin' Matrix?
Oh, wow.
I guess, I don't know if you have some immediate thoughts.
I do have a point of view.
Yeah, sure.
Some of the things I've been most excited about so far, the team, and I think there is a demo of this. I don't know if we made it available yesterday, but I think we should make it available during LensFest, of actually taking folks who are real human beings in the real world and bringing them into AR with splatting and some of the more advanced techniques we've built around video. That to me is much more compelling than the AI generated characters, mostly because as we looked at the chat space, I got kind of weirded out by the volume of like romantic partner AI chat stuff going on.
And consistently the ranking 4, I think like character AI was ahead of HBO and Netflix, and I was like, what?
No, because it's always people doing that kind of stuff.
Weirded out by that. We were like, that's like not really where we want to play for now. So I'd say a lot of our focus is much more like, how do we bring the world's best. We have a great lens example of one of the world's top boxers teaching people how to box in AR with glasses. Like, those are the sorts of things that we're more excited about and more focused on. And I think that will help make a lot of that more accessible to people. If you could have the world's best coach in whatever you can think of, in your living room, that's exciting to me, and more so than the AI characters.
Yeah. I'll add to just maybe more generally about, I think, what's interesting to me about AI from an artistic kind of creative perspective is like its ability to amplify like original creative thinking. And so I love the idea that we can use generative tools to take original characters and kind of bring them into new scenes, or take original art styles and amplify them and extend them to any user. So like the Jonathan Yo example we had on stage yesterday. So I think generally the capacity for AI to kind of take, even kind of, to the easy lens question too, I think for anyone who's doing creative work, the ability to use AI to then like expand that and amplify it to more places is quite interesting, and we'll continue kind of exploring that space.
Thank you very much. If you got volumetric splats as in the lens, I think we'd all love to see it. Cheers.
Okay, we only have time for one more question.
All right. Should we try to do like rapid fire and get through 3 or something?
I like them.
Go.
I don't know.
All right.
Go, hurry up.
So I got a question more for like the specs developments wise. will we be able to kind of escape the JavaScript sandbox and make bare metal apps like directly on the C++ level? Say I want to like stream video from the spectacles to OBS and then to Twitch, or make like a video decoder or something like that. Is that anything that's in the works?
They are developers.
Well, so what happens earlier, like this
asking
is
good questions.
The whole point of our developer program is to get kind of feedback and questions like this. So I would say that's a fantastic one, and let's let's talk to the team about it. See
Right, boy, that's a money maker.
I don't know if I'm ruining the announcement, but developer mode gives folks raw camera access, and then we're figuring out how to evolve that in a way that can be privacy safe, but still let you build the experiences that you'd like for the Flutter community.
Yeah, right. I'm thinking kind of like the permission system you have on the Apple ecosystem.
He said he'd been thinking about it.
Pitching ideas at this point. Thank you.
Right. He said pitching ideas. He been thinking.
A future where Spectacles and Snap OS can be the only devices that I leave my house with and leave all my other devices at home? And if so, what steps do you think need to be taken to make that possible?
Right.
Supposed to be rapid fire.
You can talk really fast.
We certainly think that'll be a possibility over the longer term, although I think in the near term, the ability for Spectacles to interoperate with your phone, with your laptop, with your desktop is something that's exciting to us because, the reality is we use all these different technical products for different reasons and for different use cases. And so I think interoperability is more important than sort of one device to rule them all. But I certainly think a lot of the basic functionality around being able to, like if you kind of go through the top things folks are doing with their phones, call your friends, use basic, web browsing and email. Those are the sorts of things that I think we'll have to check the box on before you can feel like just run out the door.
Awesome, thank you.
I like that though.
The last one.
Hello, I'm Sasha Zvigayan, and my question is, while other companies are focusing on putting humanity in a virtual reality, Snap is focusing on keeping us in reality, but with the virtual world blending in. So my question is, why is Snap's strategy better for the future of humanity?
Good question.
Oh, I love that. Fundamentally, and I think this is supported by the research, people's relationships with one another are the #1 predictor of their mental health and well-being. And relationships are at the heart of everything we do with Snapchat. It's at the core of the Snapchat experience, and it needs to be at the core of the future of computing. And I think a lot of computers, I really felt this growing up. In order to get all the awesomeness out of computing, I had to go to the computer lab, and it took me away from recess with my friends, right, and hanging out. And I really dream of this world where I look out the window and our 4 boys are running around outside wearing glasses, playing together, and I talk to my wife, I'm like, we can't get them off the damn computer, because I think computers have the potential to bring people together.
And you ain't got to buy all that other stuff because it's already in the glasses.
I think that future is going to be much better.
Games that you don't even have to have physically.
All right, thank you so much.
I'm a fan. Good job, Snap. This is why we love being Snap partners. Wonderful. All right. So it looks like that is going to wrap up the 2024 Lens Fest. You can check out. Oh, hold on.
Almost for the past 12 hours. It's so exciting to be able to wear them.
Nobody said we had somebody else coming. My bad.
Up next, you will hear from one of my favorite people talk about the technical details that make working at Snap and on Spectacles so exciting. Daniel Wagner leads our Spectacles software team. He's probably one of the most knowledgeable people in the industry. I actually recall 5 years ago reading one of his blog posts, and I could not get enough of it. Over the next 30 minutes, Daniel will dive into the technical path that got us to Spectacles today, the 5th generation. He'll also talk about all the challenges that it takes to design an efficient computing vision algorithm that balances the power, yet at the same time achieves low latency for a truly immersive experience. Please welcome to the stage, Daniel Wagner.
Hi, Daniel. Hello. The Path of Spectacles.
Thanks, Tarek, and thanks everyone for coming here today. Snap started working on AR
thanks for
glasses
tuning in live.
10 years ago. And different from many other companies, we always focus on what is technically possible.
I had those.
With a wearable, standalone glasses form factor.
As I said, we had
Our
the first
glasses
ones.
were released in 2016 and enabled users to take videos and photos They came with an easy integration with the Snapchat application to share pictures and videos with friends. Our second generation was released in 2018 and improved the capture quality
like the
and
Ray-Ban.
the robustness of the glasses. In 2019, we released the third generation, which had stereo cameras to take 3D pictures and videos. And then, in 2021, we released our first truly see-through AR glasses. With these, users could now experience
I didn't even
lenses
remember
directly
those.
on spectacles, the same way.
That was after the pandemic. Ain't nobody had no money.
On the phone, but now in stereo and full 3D. These were our first all